You think you know Santa Claus, right? Well, what happens when this guy we all love suddenly becomes the face of one of the biggest challenges on Earth, climate change? Today, we're diving into a modern fable that has a surprisingly powerful message about our planet.
And it all starts with a feeling I think we can all kind of get behind. The story kicks off by reminding us that, hey, some beliefs just stick with you, no matter how old you get. This isn't some dry report, it's a super personal story, and that's exactly what makes it so good.
All right, so let's set the scene. Our narrator is a full-grown adult. We're talking lactose intolerance and everything. But they are still an unshakable believer in Santa Claus. And it's this belief that leads to a Christmas encounter that is, well, pretty extraordinary. And it all hangs on one tiny little mistake. Just picture it. The cookies are out, the milk is ready, but our narrator completely forgot to open the chimney flue. It's a classic, simple oversight that, in this story, kicks off a whole chain of really unexpected events.
This is where things start to get complicated. In all the Christmas stories, a mistake like that usually earns you one thing, right? A lump of coal. But this is where our cozy, traditional tale takes a sharp, very modern turn.
So, let's break down how this whole thing escalated. Finding coal in your stocking? Yeah, that's expected. Maybe a bit of a bummer. But the real pivot is what happens next. See, the narrator doesn't see it as a punishment. They see it as a resource. And they use it to roast chestnuts. This very practical move makes Santa absolutely furious, but not for the reason you'd think.
And this brings us to the absolute heart of the story. Santa's anger wasn't about a blocked chimney, and it wasn't about misusing a lump of coal. Nope, it was about something way, way bigger. Something that threatened his entire existence. This is the big twist, the crucial shift in the story. A lump of coal is no longer just a symbol for being naughty. In this fable, Santa completely reframes it. The real problem isn't just bad behavior anymore. It's the real-world impact of burning that very coal. The biggest offense you can commit now is contributing to global warming.
And there you have it, straight from the big guy himself. For Santa, this isn't some far-off abstract science problem. It's personal. It's his home we're talking about. The melting ice caps aren't just a headline in the news. For him, they're an eviction notice. And that makes this crisis feel so much more immediate, so much more emotional.
And wow, this really drives the stakes home. Santa paints a really grim picture of his future. He's not just worried, he's literally about to become a climate refugee. The thought of him out there swimming with polar bears, desperately searching for a new chunk of ice to call home, it just highlights how serious this all is. And he even says the South Pole is just a temporary fix, while it lasts.
But here's the thing. This encounter doesn't just end in despair. Santa's message totally hits home, and it leads to a real resolution and a promise, a commitment to actually do something about it.
And the first big change, well, it comes from Santa himself. He just stops giving out coal, period. He's decided he's not going to be part of the problem anymore, not even as a punishment. It's this quiet protest, just leaving nothing in the stocking speaks volumes.
So, in response to that, our narrator makes a promise. They decide to turn over a new leaf, and that leaf is definitely green. And the commitment is really specific, to switch to clean, renewable energy. The story just beautifully connects a personal promise made to Santa with a real-world action you can actually take.
Okay, so let's zoom out for a second and look at the bigger picture here. We've gone through the story, but what is this modern fable really trying to tell us?
Because, it's about so much more than just a really grumpy Santa and a narrator who meant well. And here it is. This is the core message. Climate change can feel so massive, so abstract, right? But by telling this story through Santa Claus, a figure we connect with home, with tradition, with childhood, it makes the problem deeply personal. All of a sudden, the North Pole isn't just some spot on a map, it's Santa's home, and it's in real danger.
And the story leaves us with this one final, powerful idea. This whole thing isn't meant to just scare us into action. It's actually a message of hope. It suggests that our ability to change, to do better, is something that even Santa Claus believes in. It's a call to action all wrapped up in a message of faith in us. What a thought-provoking way to end a Christmas story.